Hey guys, so this is the second question and answer video that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to try and put these up like twice a week now because I've got so many contest entry questions, and I also want to have time to answer some of your questions that you might leave below these videos. So maybe I'll put them up a little bit more regular if I have time. Okay, so the first few questions in this video are going to be from InnerBelle, and she specifically requested that I do a question and answer video dedicated to her, answering some of her questions. But because I've got so many contest entry questions, I've added some of them to this video as well. But the first question, as I said, from InnerBelle is, how old are you? And I am 20 years old as of the 8th of September, so I haven't quite got used to it yet, but I'm getting there. The second question is, where is your favourite place to eat? A, in London, and B, in East London. And I'm kind of going to kill two birds with one stone, and I'm going to say Nando's. I absolutely love Nando's. They do the best chicken ever, and I love chicken. So yeah, in London and East London, it has to be Nando's. Her third question is, what's the weirdest thing that has ever happened to you? Tell me something spooky. I can actually tell you two things. The first thing is that when I was younger, I was maybe about 8 or 9 years old, and me and my family went down to Great Yarmouth up in Norfolk, and we had dinner one night and we decided to go for a walk along the promenade, or the beach sidewalk, and like, this sidewalk has no street lights or anything, and it's literally off the beach. And we were walking down, it must have been about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and it was like completely pitch black darkness, and all we had was one little torch between us. So we were walking down, and all of a sudden we heard a girl like crying for help. She sounded really, really young, and she was crying for help. She was like, help me, and like, I'm getting goosebumps telling you this story now because it freaks me out every single time I even think of it, or, you know, tell the story. We shone the torch onto the beach, we couldn't find anything, we called out, there was no response, and till this day none of us know who it was or what it was, and it just freaks me out. The second thing that was very, very weird, the night that Michael Jackson was admitted into hospital, I wasn't feeling very well, so I went to bed pretty early. And it must have been about 8:30, 9 o'clock when I went to bed. And here in the UK, we heard that Michael Jackson was admitted into hospital really, really late at night, and I was asleep. And that night, I actually dreamt that the concert that Michael Jackson was planning to come and do in London, in the O2, I actually dreamt that I went to it. And while I was at his concert, he collapsed on stage and was pronounced dead. The next morning, I woke up and I had a text on my phone from my uncle saying, "It's a shame about Michael Jackson." And I thought I was still dreaming. Like, I thought, that's a bit weird. How did you know that I dreamt that? So I came downstairs and I asked my mum, I said, "Mum, like, what is Peter talking about?" It's the name of my uncle. What is Peter talking about? Like, what about Michael Jackson? And my mum turned around and said, "Well, he's dead." And at that moment, I was so freaked out. I was like, huh? What? What was that? And yeah, it was just a really, really surreal moment for me. I was actually quite speechless, and it freaked me out. Her fourth question and final question is, what do you do, work or study? I actually do both. I study at University of Westminster, and I study biology, or biological sciences. I'm going into my second year now. I start on Monday, and I work in the cafeteria for the University of London Union. Question number 5 is from Jsmmat. I'm really sorry if I pronounced that wrong. And the question is, what made you decide on the Naked palette as the prize? I think it's just because it was a really affordable palette. It's a really diverse palette. Everybody can use it, whether you're young, whether you're old. It doesn't matter what skin tone you are. And when you originally think of entering the contest, you don't have to think, am I confident enough to wear those colours? Or, will it complement my skin tone, or any, or you know, just those kind of thoughts that go through your head when you're about to enter a contest. And because of that, because it's, as I said, it's such a diverse palette and anybody can use the colours in the palette, I thought it was a really nice prize. And also because it's a little bit hard to get your hands on now, because they're selling out really quickly, so yeah. Number 6 is from Redhead2400, and she says, where do you mostly shop and what are your favourite kind of styles? I wouldn't necessarily say I have a particular style of clothing. I kind of just wear what I'm comfortable in and what I think I look good in. I mostly shop at Primark for like t-shirts and things, New Look. H&M is really nice sometimes as well. So yeah, if I need an item of clothing and I'm not too sure and I don't really want to shop around too much, because I actually don't like shopping that much, I will be in one of those 3 stores. Number 7 is from SummerWave4, and she says, what is your favourite drugstore brand? My favourite drugstore brand, hands down, has to be either Barry M or Gosh. Number 8 is from 99685 Alexandra, and she says, do you prefer natural or dramatic makeup? For me, I like natural, even for glam events. Personally, I don't really like natural that much, unless it's like a bronzy smoky eye or copper smoky eye. That's, to me, that's neutral, it's not natural. I also like my coloured winged eyeliner, so I can't say that I like natural, but I can't really say I like dramatic much either, because it's not like I wear dramatic makeup every single day. So I wouldn't say natural and I wouldn't say dramatic, I'm somewhere in between. Okay, so number 9 is from SweetPeaXO31, and she says, are you from India or any of the Caribbean islands? I have to say that that is the first ever time that I've been mistaken for being from the Caribbean islands. I've been mistaken for Filipino, Cypriotic, Greek, Turkish, never the Caribbean islands, so I have to add that one to my list. But yes, I am of Indian heritage. I am actually Anglo-Indian. Okay, so number 10 are 3 different questions from XOXO Shorty XOXO. And she says, what would you do if all the beauty products in the world were discontinued and no further products were to no longer be made ever? It includes makeup, hair, skin, body. What would you do? I don't think I would be that fussed about it. It would be like a really dramatic change in my lifestyle and whatnot. But I think I would just use what I have, and then once I ran out of all of that, I'd start using like stuff from my kitchen, like olive oil is a really good cleanser, bicarbonate of soda can clean stuff as well. You can make face masks using like fruit and things, so you could use that kind of stuff, and then when I run out completely I wouldn't really mind because nobody else would have the stuff either, so yeah. Her second question is, do you have your ears pierced, and if so, how old were you when you got them pierced? I actually have 2 piercings. I don't know if you can see that. The first piercing was when I was like a little baby. I was months old. And then the second piercing, I asked my mum if I could do it because she has 2 piercings as well, when I was about 15 or 16 years old, and she agreed. So then, yeah. So I got my second piercing when I was about maybe 16 years old. And her last question, which I actually don't want to answer, is, do you have any OCDs? And the only reason I don't want to answer this is because I don't like admitting that I have OCDs. But I'm trying to be completely honest in these question and answer videos. So yes, I do. I have plenty of OCDs. And I think the weirdest one that I have is when I go to brush my teeth, I put the toothpaste on my toothbrush, I'll run it under the water, and then I have to tap my toothbrush 3 times on the side of the sink to like drain the water off. I don't know why it's 3 times, it's no more, no less every single time, and I cannot stop doing it. Like, it's a habit now, I have to do it. And if I don't do it, I actually feel like I'm brushing my teeth wrong, or, you know, just doing something wrong in the process of brushing my teeth, and it just doesn't feel right. The second thing that a friend actually pointed out to me, and I thought it was really quite funny because I didn't notice it, and he actually told me that he noticed that I always have to have like the draw, you know when you wear a hoodie and you have the drawstrings for your hood, I have to always have those at the equal length, and I'm always like, if they're not, then I'm always like adjusting it so that they are at equal length. I have quite a bit of OCDs. I have so many more. I can sit here for hours and hours listing down all my OCDs, and I'm not like medically diagnosed OCD or anything, but if I was diagnosed with OCD, I would not be surprised. So that's it. That's all the questions for this week's question and answer video. I hope you guys are enjoying watching these videos, and I'm really sorry that some of them are long, but I will try and keep them shorter in future. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. It's trying to swim backwards.